we were just talking about how you've been finishing games lately. They know when you guys are up 3 touchdowns, you're running the ball, and yet you're still ripping off big runs. How?
I think you just gotta stay committed. You gotta stay disciplined. But you also have to have that mindset, especially with physical teams. Like last week, Tennessee is going to be a physical team. That's what they pride themselves on. So throughout that week of practice, you got to understand. You got to play a full 60 minutes, and you're going to have to establish that line of scrimmage because that's what they pride themselves on.
Jonathan, can you sense because you're averaging I think over 8 yards a carry in the second half, the season was absurd, but can you sense when you guys got it rolling and you can feel that wear-on effect on the other team?
Definitely, especially once you start kind of going at a little tempo and the 5s start going into 6s and 7-yard runs and then 8-yard runs. So you're close, but you have to stay committed. You got to, like I said, you got to stay consistent because then eventually, one is going to go, and then when one goes, you got to make them pay.
Jonathan, is your vision and maybe your understanding of opposing defenses farther ahead now than it was back in like 2021?
Oh, most definitely. I think it has to be. If it wasn't, I would be upset. I would be upset.
How has that then benefited you at this point in your career?
It just gives a pre-snap. Everything is pre-snap. X's and O's move once the ball is snapped. But it gives you a pre-snap sense of where the ball may hit, where this play might be best executed. But then if you have to make adjustments on the fly, you got to make adjustments.
Obviously, you work hard in the offseason to be fair and keep the body maintained. But is there something with that preparation, other than just talent, that helps you get in and out of those breaks so fast and be able to accelerate?
Oh, that's all in the training. Yeah, that's all in the training. And then in the off season, it's even more intense because it may not be 30 seconds, before you take the next rep. You may get a rep and then you go right back to the line. So you try to make the off season as tough as possible in order to prepare yourself for those things. But you definitely have to train that, getting in and out of those breaks quickly, doing it when your legs are tired so that when game time comes, you're ready to go.
You had, I think you finished last season relatively healthy. Does that enables you, I guess, to train differently? Is that fair?
Oh, it always does. Whenever you don't have to start the season off getting back to baseline, you get a head start on just prepping your body for your intense training. You always go into an off season and you kind of build up your training, but once you have to get back to baseline, that takes time. So whenever you can come out of the season healthy and then start on a normal off-season routine, you want to take full advantage of that.
JT, kind of off that, your workload so far this year is kind of like 2021, and it really hasn't been like that in 22 and 23, and obviously you battled some injuries, but are you surprised that it's been at that amount already this season?
No, not surprised. That's what you do in the offseason. You work like you're going to take every snap. You got to prepare your body for the workload. If you get less, then that's a plus for your body, but if not, you're prepared, so there are no surprises.
You mentioned you just sort of have to stay with it and stay with it. A 5 turns into a 6 and a 6 into a 7. What allows you to, in the first half, Denver, you're like 11 for 38. It was really tough going. And then what allows you to kind of weather a slow first half, if that's the right thing?
Yeah, like you said, you have to stay committed. Games like that, it's going to be a challenge. It was never going to be easy, but it's going to be a full 60 minutes. So until the clock strikes 0, you still have the ability to make a play. You still have the ability to gain a positive run. So just understanding that and knowing maybe that's your role for the day. Maybe this was just a game like, hey, we got to get those tough yards. You may come out with 50 yards, but you get the win. Everybody's happy. So you just have to understand the task at hand ultimately, which is getting the win.
You've never complained when somebody else gets the ball, obviously, but is it fair? Do you feel like you get better? You've said this before. You get better over the course of the game, get stronger.
You definitely do, because then you definitely feel how the defenders are playing, whether they're a fast flow team, whether they like the lag back. So you kind of just get an understand of how do they want to attack me, how do they want to defend me. So I guess as the game goes on, you get more acquainted with one another for that day.
Jonathan, Shane has said that pre-snap he's really happy with what Daniel Jones has done in the huddle and just knowing where the ball's going and all that. Understandably, in the passing game, I think that's easy to understand, know where you want to go. What about the running game? How important is the pre-snap game and getting the team in the right scenario for you?
I mean, it's all about numbers, especially, if you have a certain look up, especially a defense up, and you don't like the numbers, we may be out leveraged. You want to be able to check away from that, whether it's to a pass or a run pass, whatever the case is. But it's all a numbers game in the running game. And, of course, sometimes things can happen, and, you make guys miss. But at the end of the day, the most logical thing is, hey, if they have 5 over there and we only have 4, we're going this way.
JT, not trying to jinx anything, but the Bucks, Bills, Bucks, I know, you're going to be mad at me. The Bucks, Bills, and you guys are the only teams not to use the T word, give the ball away to the other team so far. Does Daniel deserve a lot of that credit? Why have you guys been so successful with that?
You have to work on it every single day. Every single day we go over ball security. Coach Smith does a great job of addressing it with the team, and it's something that you have to take pride in, especially as a running back, something that you have to take pride in. But anybody who's carrying the football, my running back coach in college used to always say, like, you're carrying the hopes and dreams of the organization. So, you have to just be very conscious with that. So we're going to continue to work hard and try to continue that in the weeks going forward.
What's his challenge with this offense for about they got a lot of guys.
Yeah, they got some great playmakers. They run the ball really well. Obviously, they got playmakers in the pass game with Devontae and Puka, and obviously they got a great quarterback. So it's definitely going to be a good challenge this week, and really to see how we stack up against them.
What stands out to you about Matthew Stafford, just all these years in, still being widely considered one of the best in the league?
Yeah, just his arm talent. You know what I mean? He's a gunslinger. He can make every throw, and you can see the confidence he brings to that offense, that team. He does a really good job with manipulating coverage with his eyes. And, obviously he's got all types of throws, no looks, and all kind of stuff like that. But he's a very accurate quarterback, and he gets the ball out quick. So we got to do a really good job with and discipline with the defenses that we're running.
DeForest, the other day Shane was saying this is a different team, very different feeling to this team. How has the culture changed in the course of just 1 year?
Yeah, just the accountability and everybody upholding the standard. You know what I mean? From day one, that's what we were. Shane was preaching. That's what we were all preaching, and I feel like we've been doing a good job in all phases of the ball, all phases on the team, and with the coaches, players, players. Everybody. Just making sure that we don't let off the gas, and we just continue to uphold the standard.
Did that just come from you guys from within?
Yeah, obviously. The tip of the spear is, Shane, and, all the leaders on the team, we're making sure we do our part with, all of our, we all got different leaders in different rooms, and we ought to make sure, our rooms are all on the same page.
You've been on good teams where you guys get off to good starts and have good records. What changes once that happens? Like, internally, do you have to drill home a little bit more? Hey, we got to set the course?
Yeah, really, when you're doing well and you got a good start, it's really just paying attention to the little things, the details. And, yeah, we had, won 41-20. But we could have won even better, especially on the defensive side, things that we can clean up. And also just, just making sure, like I said, we're upholding the standard and not letting the little things slip.
But when you face great running backs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got one of the ranks, you got one, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, whatever. But do they wear you down in the second half? Is it tougher in the second half against good backs or not?
I wouldn't say it wears us down. I would say, obviously we always have an emphasis on, getting bodies, population to the ball carrier. You know what I mean? And I feel like we've done for the most part, since I've been here, when we face good running backs, we do a good job of swarming, getting bodies on the back and everything. So, I wouldn't say it's a big issue.
I just mentioned it because JT's numbers in the second half, he's averaging 8 yards.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about that. We were just like, it's crazy how the more he plays throughout the game, the better he gets. You know what I mean? Especially in the fourth quarter, that's when those big runs start popping out and everything. And it's funny because we were talking about that just yesterday.
Do you see the effect of that? Like, I know as a teammate though, like when you're on the sideline and
Yeah.
you know, okay, we're up, we're gonna run the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't stop it. Like Chap said, he's averaging over 8 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So what is that like from your perspective, seeing someone be one of the best in the world.
No, yeah, it's inspiring for sure. You know what I mean? It brings energy to the team. Seeing a guy like that continue to get better, even in the fourth quarter. And, you know, when you're facing that as a defender, I mean, it's definitely demoralizing. You know what I mean? And that's why we always preach when we go against these great backs like JT.
Hey, who y'all got this week?
Penn State, baby. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Hey, I want the same energy you had last
Come on.
Right.
It's a Northwestern guy. He's just going on any type of bandwagon to try and take the Ducks down. It's crazy.
Hey, I do have a question. How did you convince him to bet that? Like, I wouldn't.
Because he had all the confidence. I mean, you know what? He's a true alum. You know, he had faith. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? He's ride or die. That's a true Northwestern right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Exactly. You definitely can. Yeah.
Ask James about going right or die with this.
Oh!
Do you and Tyler Warren have anything?
Yeah, we got something cooking. Yeah.
Puddles again?
Huh? What was that?
Puddles again?
Nah, I think we might do a little jersey swap. Yeah. I gotta find myself an Oregon jersey. I gotta gotta find it in my basement somewhere. I don't know where it is.
You can put the dunk away. I mean, you can always just pull the dunk out.
Definitely, yeah. I definitely got that I got it in the EQ room, so it's on ice right now.
Some bonus rookie hazing.
Have you noticed the double teams on you change at all on passing downs over the years?
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure their protection calls are slide the 9-9. I mean, I feel like these past 3 games, it's been a lot. So yeah.
Your double
You think
team
more
numbers
than-
are good.
More than they have been in recent years, you feel like?
I mean, that's how it feels. Yeah.
It feels like it's also, you're getting 300 pounders. You're not getting like a
Yeah.
chip or a type.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we just gotta continue trying to find ways to get me free.
Is there any logic to that, do you think? Like, why do you think that's happening? Because I looked at that the other day.
Yeah.
Your double team numbers are very high.
Yeah. I mean,
Other than, like, you're a dog.
yeah. Like I'm just gonna be honest. Like you give me, you know, if a team wants to just leave me one-on-one all day, it's gonna be a tough day for them. But I mean, it's just something I got to battle through, and you know, just got to continue to figure out ways to, you know, to free me up or get more one-on-one opportunities.
When you talked in the past about managing your back, how are you feeling at this point in the season? And
Yeah.
you anticipate still being available to play Sunday?
No, yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, with me and the training staff, we've been doing a really good job with, you know, monitoring and everything like that. And, you know, obviously Fridays, you know, it's kind of a rest day for me and everything to get my body right for the game. So I feel like the communication between us has been great, especially over the years. And, yeah, I mean, I think I'll be fine.
Well, time of possession is always a critical
Yeah.
factor in any game, but with the way that your offense has been so productive in
Yeah.
sustaining drives, how critical has that been? How beneficial has it been, especially coming into what this Sunday will be?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We love it. You know, sometimes we feel like we're getting cold sitting on the sideline, but I mean, it's a good thing. You know, we're getting us some extra rest on the sideline, and also to fine tune some things on the defensive side of the ball. And yeah, I mean, it's been great to see that this year.
The next man up mentality has been a slogan here for a while.
Mhm.
For this defense, through the first 3 weeks, you guys have kind of been tested with that
Yeah.
more so than in recent years. Just
Yeah.
why have you guys been able to adjust to that on the fly every week with
Yeah.
this guys being out?
I just feel like it's from day one. I mean, like what I've been saying, upholding the standard. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't matter who's in there. I mean, you gotta just fill in and then do your job. And I feel like the guys have been doing a good job preparing, you know, for the game plan, and also the other guys on the defense rallying behind those guys. You know, giving them confidence to go out there and play at a high level.
How has he helped you grow as a left tackle? I mean, there's a lot of pressure playing that position, obviously, coming in to where you were to where you are now. When you look at the growth that you've had, what factor did he play in that?
I mean, he's been a tremendous coach. I mean, every single day, you know, he comes in with a plan. He coaches us up in practice, and he never lets us slack off. You know, there's no, you know, you can't have like, you know, a bad day or something. Like, he's always going to hold you accountable, and he's obviously the first person to coach you up when you do something wrong, but he's also the first person to.
Have you had a moment like that where he's like, "Oh man, you got on me this day," and I'll never forget when he
said.
Oh yeah, I mean that happens every once in a while. That happens, you know. It's part of football. But he's also the first person. Then the next day get excited when you improved on that specific coaching point. So it's both ways. But he's been awesome.
Bernie, you've blocked for Jonathan Taylor for a couple of years now. What impresses you about him as a player?
Just how relentless he runs with the ball. Like we saw again last Sunday. Just because there's a defender, about to make a tackle, doesn't deter him from, making another move and keep running his feet, and then he breaks those tackles, and then, once he gets into open space, he's gone, and it's just so exciting, to block for a guy like that, and then obviously he's awesome off the field as well, so that makes it even better, just because he's a great guy. He's also the first person who praises us in the meeting room or whenever. So he's just great guy overall.
Is it something the offensive line takes pride in? Because right now he's the NFL's leading rusher right now. You guys come together we got to keep him up there at the top, right?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously the first priority is always to win the games. But then obviously it's a good
helps
little.
You win the game.
Yeah, right. And it's exciting for the offense, but especially as an offensive line, you love running the ball. You love being physical up front. So every time you get a chance to, you really try to take advantage of those run plays. And obviously then having Jonathan Taylor back there makes your job that much easier.
Shane Steichen has said that Daniel Jones, one thing he does really well is the pre-snap stuff, getting everybody on the same page in the huddle and then at the line of scrimmage. It's obviously important in the passing game because you got to know where to throw the football. But how important is that in the running game, knowing pre-snap what you're supposed to do and what your assignment is?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody needs to be on the same page. As an offensive line, and a lot of times with the tight ends as well. We got to be 5 or 6 blocking as one. And he's been doing a tremendous job of getting us into the right place, getting us into position to win our blocks, and making sure that we're in the best possible position to succeed in those plays.
So JT was first team All-Pro in 2021. He was saying he thinks he's trying to improve and be better than he was then. So when a guy has a first team All-Pro in his resume, a league rushing title, and he's saying I got to get better, how much does that resonate with the rest of you all?
I mean, that's just, encourages all of us to, keep improving as well. Obviously, you can't ever be satisfied with what you've done or what you just did. It's always a week-to-week league. And, just hearing that from one of your leaders on the team just gives the whole team more energy to, go out there and practice and to keep improving.